Hello, everyone. For the last 2 years, I've had a love-hate relationship with this little security camera. It's a product from Zmodo. And let me see, the model number on this is ZP-IBH15-W. And the thing I really like about this is it's nice and small. It's integrated with outdoor casing, so it will stand up well outdoors. It's rather inexpensive. You can get these cameras for under $40. It it of course has a built-in night vision capability, which actually goes pretty far. You can get probably out to about uh, 15 to 20 feet with this. And it has only one single wire, the power supply coming out. And this power supply is 5 volts. And it uses a micro USB cable. So you can use any standard 5 volt power block like you would use for recharging a cell phone. So it has a lot of nice features in this. But there are a few things that I really do not like about it. And I'd like to go through some of those right now. Okay, first of all, this is a cloud-based camera. It does not use, it doesn't have an IP address. It doesn't have a web interface built into the camera. You have to go through the Zmodo app in order to get access to this camera. So you can't view this camera through like a third-party device like TinyCam Pro or Blue Iris, anything like that, because it it has its own IP address, but it uses a proprietary video transport. So there's no way to actually see the video through those third-party applications. Okay, the Zmodo camera is very easy to set up, but it requires using their application to set it up, and the camera can only be used with Wi-Fi. It has no Ethernet port, so you can't connect it directly to your router. And there's a couple of gotchas here as far as if you make a mistake in putting in the access point name, there's no way to reset this camera without calling customer service. They have to do it from their end in order to reset this camera back to its factory condition. And there's another thing that's a gotcha. If you happen to get what I have here, I'm going to see if I can hold it up here so you can see it. This is the network video recorder that you can buy for these Zmodo cameras, and you can connect all the cameras so they're recorded on the NVR. And the problem with doing that is that you can't connect the cameras unless they're all connected to the same SSID on your network. And if you're like me, I have multiple access points with multiple SSIDs around the house. I have one in the backyard, one in the front yard, and then the main one inside the house. They all have different SSID names. And if you go to, connect the camera to one of the other access points, it will not show up in the NVR. The only way the NVR can work with all the cameras is if they're connected to the same SSID name. Now, that can be a problem because I have 3 cameras in the backyard connected to one access point, and I have one over the front door, which is too far away to get a decent signal from the backyard access point. The workaround, there is a workaround, is that if you have an access point in the front yard, just rename the 2.4 gigahertz SSID to the same name as your back port. And that's the other thing you should keep in mind. These will not connect to 5 gigahertz band. They'll only do 2.4 gigahertz. There's one other thing that sort of annoys me with these cameras is the ability to activate them individually as far as motion detection. So the way this system works, at least when you connect the cameras through their network video recorder, is that it's all or nothing. You will end up setting all of your cameras to be active for motion detection. There's no ability through any of their apps or the network interface for the NVR to have one camera with the motion detection off and others with them on. They all have to be on or they all have to be off. And the other issue is that as far as the NVR interface, there's no way to actually set the motion detection area for the camera. You have to go through the app on your cell phone in order to set the area that will have motion detection. And I should also say that it's a single area. There's no multiple zones that you can set. And also the adjustment for sensitivity so that you can selectively choose which you can set that on by camera number, but there's really it really doesn't work particularly well. I have one camera that I have set these all at like high or highest level, and some of the cameras pick up motion pretty good, and in the other camera it doesn't pick it up so good. And unfortunately the one that doesn't pick it up so good is the front door camera. So that's why I have a love-hate relationship with this camera system. I have to say that their customer support is very responsive. You can chat with them through the app. They actually gave me a lot of good information about this that isn't in the documentation or their advertisements. One of the things that they told me is the only way to reset the SSID is to call them and give them the device number, in which then they can reset it. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there, and if you have any questions, just put it in the comments and I'll try and answer them. But as far as buying this camera, I have a mixed feeling about that right now. I'm going to keep these running. At least they do allow me to look around the property if I'm away. But as far as a security feature for signaling you if there's motion in your yard, I actually think that they're not that good. So if it's really security that you're after, I think I would pick a different brand. Thanks a lot.